So let's talk a little bit about operating systems. And I believe all of you can agree, like whenever someone mentions the operating system, there are basically just three options that could come to your mind. Either it's Microsoft Windows, or it's Apple, or it's Linux, right? And statistically, majority of the people, of course, are using the Windows. And statistics actually agree with that because there is a website such as StatCounter, which shows the global stats of the operating system usage, and you can drill down. Like I right now I'm looking on the data from 2017, and the charts are pretty much the same across all of these years. The Windows is definitely top one with almost 74%. Then there is the OS X with almost 15%, and Linux with almost 4%, which is small. It's those are not the big numbers, but I don't think that these numbers are actually related to like how good and how reliable and all the other stuff the operating system actually is. Because let's be real, whenever someone grows up to the age when he decides like, hey, I need to buy the computer or whatever, they don't really think in terms of the operating system. The only thing that they will do is go to the store and say like, hey, I need a laptop or a desktop, something on a budget, I don't want to spend too much. Well, there's more than 90% chance that they will actually land on the Windows machine and they will just start using it. And it's going to be mostly convenient and easy because, well, everybody around are using the Windows. But I do think that eventually this might change, and the privacy could be one of the things that could force this direction and change the statistics of the operating system usage globally, especially now when like AI is becoming a thing. And I believe all of you can agree that it is growing like faster than you can actually think about it. Like 2 years ago and compare how it is now, it's like crazy. So it's even crazier to imagine how it's going to look after another 2 years or maybe 5 years. I don't think that we really can imagine that at all. And the thing is that all of this AI stuff, it is not limited to like ChatGPT or some LLMs that you can run online or on your servers, whatever. It's also affects the hardware, because like right now the new release of the Microsoft Copilot plus AI with NPM, I think they were called processors, so the built-in AI engine in the hardware. And think about it, AI, like what's the most important thing for the AI? It's the data to learn on it. And all of the computers, all of the operating systems and Windows and whatsoever are sending some telemetry data to the, let's call it, headquarters. Like your Windows is sending quite a lot of stuff to the Microsoft, and you cannot really control what exactly it is sending, and it's not that easy to find against it. And like if again we talk about this Copilot stuff, there is one of the greatest features that they're saying is like the, I don't remember how it was called, a snapshot or whatever. So basically your machine is recall. I think it was called recall. So your Windows machine is going to be taking the snapshots of your desktop, of your laptop, and store all of that stuff to see like what you were actually doing at the time, what kind of web page you were browsing, what kind of applications you had open, with what text inside, what charts, data, whatever, everything. And potentially like it's a good thing, because the main purpose of it like is that we do forget something. We do forget many things. Sometimes we know that, hey, I was looking for something yesterday and there was this whatever thing that I need to find now, but I cannot remember what the site was actually called and whatever. So with the recall, you can just search with the patterns, and based on the snapshots, the Microsoft Windows will tell you what it is, which sounds great. But as I said, like it raises the privacy concerns, and over the years, I'm more than sure that it's going to become even crazier. And if we talk about like disable this, and after raising this concern, there was a quick response from the Microsoft like, yeah, all of this stuff is, it's possible to disable it. So it's optional, but optional means that by default, it's going to be turned on, which means that, again, more than 90% of the Windows users who don't even know about it and don't understand what it can possibly do, will never find a way how to actually disable that. And even if they will do, I think there is quite a high chance that after whatever upgrade of your Windows system that is coming quite frequently, all of those options will be again turned on to sort of improve your Windows experience. So the privacy is becoming a huge concern, and there will be some attempts to find a ways how to fix that. And somewhere in the middle right now is the Apple MacBooks, OS X, and I think like they're more thinking about the privacy, at least now. They're not chasing so much and getting so much involved in all of this AI race, but that is a way how Apple always been. They're not into these things like from the beginning. They jump into the race somewhere in the middle with something unique off their side. And also let's talk about like the security in terms of how easy it is to get some viruses, someone hacking you and whatever. Apple is more safe, Linux is even more safe, but it doesn't mean that the Windows don't know how to actually secure their operating systems. It's just simple as that all of the bad guys, the hackers, whatever, that are creating the viruses and backdoors and everything, of course, they're going to focus on operating system that is used by 80% of all the computer users. And if those numbers will change drastically, let's say the Windows drops to the 15% and macOS right now will be 90%, there's going to be definitely very many attacks and different viruses and backdoors and whatever meant and created exactly to attack the OS X, and then they will have the same problem. And then there's Linux, like, which is since forever, right? But the main problem with the Linux always was the ease of use. But I think it's like a stigma, and people still think that it's very complicated, and I will not be able to do that. I'm just want to use the Windows because it's easy, and the Linux will be complicated. But the thing is that not necessarily. Linux is also growing together with everything in time, not only the Windows and not only the Apple devices. So you can actually find the Linux distribution, which is going to be very much like Windows. As example, the Pop OS by the System 76, like it is a Linux, it is a separate distribution, but the thing is that it's like very user friendly. And if you will Google like what is the most user friendly and Windows like Linux distribution, this will be one of the versions that's going to pop up, but not the only one. So you have a choice and you can choose between all sort of different distributions. And if you install the Linux, it doesn't mean that you actually it doesn't mean that you will have like the black terminal where you will have to write the command lines and create some scripts just to open the browser and browse the internet. Absolutely not. Things are becoming much easier, and most of the things that people are using regularly, like internet, office, some other applications for day-to-day work or whatever they do at home on their desktops, is also available on a Linux. And Linux will offer you the most of the privacy that you could even think. And if you do a little bit of the research and tailoring around, you can even increase the privacy and change the things that you don't like to the way how you would like them to be. So essentially, I do think that Windows will be your nightmare for the privacy. With Apple, we still don't know where it's gonna go, and the Linux is definitely the best choice for the data privacy. And I myself, I'm using Windows, right? I'm not so much stressed about all the privacy and whatever. I do understand that I'm not like the some celebrity, whatever, so not the someone who people will try to hack and steal some data. So I used Windows just because I have it on my work laptop. I used, it's the MacBook Pro, and for all of the home lab and other stuff like setting up some services and applications, I use the Linux. So basically I use all three of them. But the thing is that the Linux is becoming much more accessible, and eventually there might be a turn that the people actually start to use Linux more, and it's a matter of I believe couple of years when it's going to become more accessible, more user friendly, and whenever you will have a chance to install it like easily and have it on your system without a hustle, without editing hundreds of configurations files and whatever, it could become much more popular. So I don't know, like, again, looking on the charts in the history since 2017, many things were changed, right? The internet is absolutely different nowadays as it was 7 years ago, but the charts don't change a lot. We can see that there was, I'm not sure what it is related to, but somewhere in April to 2023, there was a big drop in Windows. Maybe it's just a glitch on a graph, who knows? But also there was a raise on the OS X. Probably it was could be release of the M1. I don't actually, or M2. M2 probably was in 2023. But again, like, I do think that things will change in the internet and in the choice of the operating system. Let me know what you think about it, and I don't know, we can come back to this video after 5 years and see where we are. And maybe I am completely wrong. I probably, like, again, from these 73.9% of the Windows users, how many percentage-wise people actually care about those things? I do believe that the majority don't, and they just want a computer and they don't care about anything else. So let me know your thoughts in the comment, and thank you for watching this. Just my considerations and opinion on all of this, and we'll see you in the next videos. So see you later, and goodbye.